All right, trigonometry is the study of right triangles and the relationship between their sides, and the angles between the sides. What we just learned were tricks and tips to try to help you solve triangles, but you can technically do trigonometry with those triangles as well. All right, your notes today, you are not going to fold in half. The way that I want you to fold them is to leave it so that you can see this right side right here. Y'all understand what I'm saying? So everybody fold it so you can see the right side. And that right side says SOHCAHTOA. SOHCAHTOA is an acronym to help you memorize trigonometry. I'm going to make you write it on every single worksheet we do this week just to help you get familiar with it. My hope is by the time you leave today, you have it memorized. Okay? So before we just go into our notes, I want to talk about opposite, adjacent, and hypotenuse. I'm hoping everybody knows what a hypotenuse is. Can we look at a triangle and know how to find the hypotenuse? Yes. How? It's always across from the 90 degrees. Okay? Opposite. If this is my x right here, what side is opposite of that x? Go across the triangle. Do y'all agree this is my opposite side? Yes. And what does the word adjacent mean? Next to. Do you agree that bottom is right next to that x? Okay. So we are going to be using the words opposite, adjacent, and hypotenuse to explain SOHCAHTOA. SOHCAHTOA, it kind of looks like you're soaking, or sounds like soak a toe, which is kind of weird, I understand. But I need you to remember it. I need you to memorize it. I need you to memorize it correctly with the right letters. All right? So, sine. Everybody say sine. Sine. Everybody say sine. Sine. What is that? What is that? It's sine. It's abbreviated. Do y'all agree that's cosine abbreviated? This is not sin. Don't say sin. It makes you sound a little uneducated. It also makes it seem like your teacher's not teaching you right. It's sine. Okay? So, the sine of theta. This right here, everybody look at that. Does it look like a 0 to you? No. It is not a 0. It is a Greek alphabet. It's a Greek letter. That letter is theta. So if you want to write theta. Mathematicians use theta as a variable for x, as a variable for an angle. Could they use x? Yeah. Would it make life easier? Probably, but do they use x? No. Sometimes. You're sometimes going to see an x there, but you're also going to see theta a lot. We are only going to use theta for angles. Okay? It's just a Greek letter. Okay? So, theta is our angle. Sine is so. Sine is so. What do you think so stands for? Sine is opposite divided by, what's the H stand for? Hypotenuse. Sine is your opposite divided by your hypotenuse. So that's why I did a little line right here, so you know you're going to divide those. Okay? Everybody look at theta in this triangle. What is opposite? What side is opposite of that theta? OY is opposite. Please label. That is the first thing you are going to do on any problem, is you are going to label. Where is my hypotenuse? TY, across from the 90. What questions do I have? What does this mean? Sine. Opposite over hypotenuse, so. Okay. Next we have cosine. Everybody say cosine. Cosine is what? Adjacent over hypotenuse. What side is adjacent? Do y'all see how theta moved this time? What is adjacent to that theta? OY again. Now, Everything you're doing is going to be in relation to the angle that I give you or that I'm looking for. And again, what's your hypotenuse? So a side could be both. Do you see how this is both opposite and adjacent? It just depends on what angle we're looking at. Last but not least, we have TOA. Tangent. Everybody say tangent. TOA is my personal favorite. It is what? It is opposite over adjacent. To me, it's the easiest to identify because what does it not have? It doesn't have a hypotenuse. So you should be able to look at a triangle and say, oh, no hypotenuse, I know it's tangent. Here's my angle up top. So what side is opposite? And what side is adjacent? TO. Why is it not TY? Because this is the hypotenuse and we are not using the hypotenuse for TOA. By the way, this unit, trigonometry, personally, it's my favorite unit to teach. And I don't want to say it's the easiest unit of the year because definitely people still struggle with it. But to me, it's the closest related to algebra because we're going to do a lot of solving in this unit. Y'all tend to like it because whereas all year long in geometry, there's been like, I give you a situation and I'm like, oh wait, but here's a special case. But here's a special case. But this problem is done different than what I just showed you, right? SOHCAHTOA is not like that. Every single problem will be done the exact same way. So it kind of gives you a little bit of order, so y'all tend to like that. All right? Are we done with the front? So let's open up. And now we're going to do examples 1 through 4. It says write the ratio. What is a ratio? It's a fraction. I want a fraction. If I tell you to write the ratio, I want a fraction. It is comparing two things. It's a comparison. That's another way you could write about it. So this one's the sine of t. Everybody circle t. Sine is so. What is opposite of t? 3. Oh, you were giving me the letters? I just want the number. Sorry. And what is the hypotenuse here? 5. So my sine of t, the ratio is 3 over 5, and that's it. Everybody box y. Box your y. I want the sine of y. What is opposite of y? 4. What's the hypotenuse? Bam, we're done. The ratio of the sine of y is 4 over 5. Are we okay with it? All right, you do 2 and 3 on your own. Go. Min, head up. Write these down. Who is out today? Glory? That's it? Bella, can you stay after school today or tomorrow and take the test? I'm going to give you 30 more seconds. All right, the cosine of y, I'm going to box y. Cosine is ca. Adjacent, what's adjacent to y?
3.
Hey, do y'all agree 3 and 5 are both adjacent? How do I know which one to choose? 5 is the hypotenuse. So just make sure you always label the hypotenuse so you're not getting confused. So adjacent to y is 3. What's my hypotenuse? 5. So 3 over 5 is the answer. T, circle T. What is adjacent to T? 4. What's the hypotenuse? 5. So 4 over 5 is the cosine of T. Does this make sense? Last but not least, we have tangent. And by the way, it says ratio again. What do we know about tangent we're not going to use? So I can just cross it out. It doesn't matter to me. Y. What is opposite of y? What is adjacent to y? 3. And then t. What is opposite t? What is adjacent to t? Would you agree that this was pretty simple? Was it a little too simple? Are you going to have a question like this? Sure. But you're also going to have a question like number 4. So I want you to look at number 4. Again, what is it asking you to find? Ratio. I need to divide. I'm dividing something. Okay. And what letter are we dealing with here? What angle? C. I want to know the sign of C. What is sine? So, opposite over hypotenuse. What is opposite this C? 3 root 3. What is the hypotenuse here? 5 root 13. Is that an acceptable answer?
No.
Why not? I can't have a radical in the denominator, so what do? I'm going to rationalize. I'm multiplying both the numerator and the denominator by square root of 13. That gives me 3 root 39 over, what's going to be the bottom? 5 times 13. And what is 5 times 13? 65. I just wrote 5. That's a 3. And do 3 and 65 reduce? If you're not sure, what do you now have at your disposal? Couldn't you check in Desmos if you're unsure? Yeah. But it doesn't. So my final answer is 3 root 39 over 65. Was that a little bit more complex? Yeah. But did we do the exact same thing we've been doing?
Yeah.
Cosine. Cosine is what? Ca. A over H. What is adjacent to C? 5. What is the hypotenuse? 5 root 13. Is that acceptable? No. What do I need to do? Rationalize. What do y'all think? What do we think? Is that my answer? What can happen? The 5's cancel. So what am I left with? Root 13 over 13. Now, if you didn't realize it, you could get 5 root 13 over 65 and then cancel if you wanted to. Could you have canceled right off the bat in the very beginning? Yeah, sure. You could have just canceled them right off the bat. Last one is tan. What's the acronym for tan? TOA. OA, OA, OA. What is opposite of C? What is adjacent to C? Is that acceptable? Can it reduce? Is there a radical in the bottom? We're good. What questions do I have? Again, don't you agree we did the same steps over here? It was just we combined what we did, what we just learned, to what we learned last unit. Right? Okay. Last but not least, what did I ask for in all 4 of these questions? A ratio. You need to divide 2 things if I'm asking you a ratio. If not, the other thing I'm going to ask you is to find the missing sides. So determine the missing side lengths in the trig equations below. So go back to the bottom. I kind of skipped this. Did y'all notice that?
Yeah.
Okay. Your trig equation, by the way, trig is sine, cosine, or tangent, is always going to be with the angle. And it is always going to equal a side divided by your other side. Two sides. So, trig equation times the angle is going to equal the side divided by the side. So that's what we are going to do here. We're going to set up an equation and then we're going to solve it. Can I change this? All right, first one. Let me zoom in. First thing you're going to want to do is label. What do I know here? So let's circle our angle. Somebody said x is the hypotenuse, and what do I have? Which leg? No long leg, no short leg. What have we been using? Opposite. We have the opposite. If I have the opposite and I have the hypotenuse, what function am I going to use? So, sine, don't say sin. Sine. It's okay, we're learning, first day. We're using sine. So we're going to say the sine, what's my angle? The sine of 28 equals, yep,
50 over
opposite, which is 50, over hypotenuse, which is x. Write that down, please. Are we okay with that? All right, I want to show you something. Don't write this down. Look up. Do y'all agree that if I wanted to get x by itself here, what would I do first? Wouldn't I multiply both sides by x? And that would give me x sine of 28. Don't write this down. Equals 50. How do I get x by itself? And then I get x equals 50 sine of 28. That is correct. That's how I would do this. However, we're going to be solving a bunch. I want you to look at here what I gave you and what the answer is. What do you notice about these two things? That is going to happen every time x is on bottom. So to save you time and lead, and to save me the trouble of actually having to read out all your messy work, I am okay with you just doing this.
Oh, okay.
X equals 50 sine of 28. Will that work every single time?
Yes.
When?
X
If x is on the bottom, it works every time. So what do I do now? Put it in Desmos. Go. Put it in Desmos. What is 50 divided by? You are switching x and the sine. Or x and the trig function.
106.50.
And it says to round to the thousandths, so that's 3 places. 106.503. That is my answer. You only need to find one missing side. Unless it tells you to do another, you only need to do the one. What questions can I answer? You want to do another one to get practice? Let's do the next one. What do I do first? Circle the angle. And what do I have here?
Opposite and adjacent.
Did y'all notice right away we don't have a hypotenuse? So this is opposite and adjacent. This is across from, and it is next to. Opposite, across from, right next to. And we don't have the hypotenuse. And when we don't have the hypotenuse, what are we dealing with? TOA. The tangent, what's my angle? 57 degrees is TOA is opposite over adjacent. When the letter is on bottom, what do I do? Switch them and divide. Leave 2.5 up top and the tangent of 57 is on the bottom. Type that in Desmos, please. I want everybody to practice typing it in Desmos to make sure you're doing it right. Don't count on somebody yelling out the answer. You do it. What do we get? 1.624. Okay. Because what was after the 3? Oh, 5. Okay. Are we okay? Last but not least, can I move on? Say it again. No, the degree sign is only going to go with the angle. These aren't angles, so yeah, you're good. Tomorrow we will, but not today. All right, what do I do first? Circle the angle, and what do I have here? I have an adjacent, bless you, and a hypotenuse. What is that? Ka. So the cosine of what's my angle? 63 is what is the adjacent over the hypotenuse. X is no longer on bottom. How do I get X by itself? Multiply by 15. And what you do to one side? So X is just 15 times the cosine of 63. If your X is on top, you just multiply the numbers every time. Put that in the calculator. What is 15 cosine of 63?
So you don't do short leg, long leg anymore?
Nope, no short leg, long leg anymore.
6.810.
What did I do wrong? It's 63, not 53. I'm like, what am I doing wrong? 6.810. Yeah, it rounds. So back to what you just said, Javier. You only do short leg, long leg. If this angle was 60 degrees and not 63, you could do short leg, long leg. But because it's 63, we don't have a rule for that. Okay. You already like this better? And could you do this if it was 60 degrees? Yeah, why not? All right, if the variable's on top, what do we do? Multiply. Again, a big reason why I like trig and SOHCAHTOA is because it works every time. It's not going to be like, oh wait, but this case, no, it works every time. What about if the variable is on bottom? Switch and divide. Okay. We are going to glue this onto page 50 in our notebook. Do I need to wait a second or does everybody have it? All right, glue this on to page 50 in our notebook, please. And your assignment is in Schoology. It is worksheet 1. Hold on, can y'all listen real quick? You only have to show work on numbers 16 through 19, which are what we just did basically. The other ones, they're not going to really need work because you're just typing in the calculator or looking at the ratios. This homework is not due till tomorrow night. Hold on. But I want you to do it tonight because there are some hard problems on there. You're going to want to come into class tomorrow and ask me questions. And if you haven't done it, you're not going to know what to ask. So pretend it's due right away, and then ask questions tomorrow.